What you're looking at is one of the most talked about wrestling clips of the weekend. Jade Cargill, one of WWE's most dominant female superstars, was involved in a painful-looking botch during a live event in London, and the moment instantly spread across social media. Fans have been debating whether it was simply a bad night at the office or a sign that her rivalry with Charlotte Flair is becoming more difficult than ever. But that isn't the only major story surrounding WWE right now. A much more serious report has surfaced involving former United States champion Ilja Dragunov. According to multiple wrestling reports, Dragunov is reportedly exiting WWE after his contract reached its expiration. It has not been officially confirmed by WWE, but if the reports are accurate, one of the company's most respected in-ring performers could be leaving after years of unforgettable matches. Today, we're breaking down both stories, separating fact from speculation, and looking at what these developments could mean for WWE moving forward. Before we begin, make sure you're subscribed because later in this video, we'll also discuss why many fans believe Dragunov's departure says something much bigger about WWE's current direction. Jade Cargill and Charlotte Flair have quietly become one of the most physical rivalries in WWE's women's division. What started as a competitive clash has evolved into a feud involving multiple superstars, alliances, and increasingly personal confrontations. Following SummerSlam, the rivalry reached another level when Charlotte defeated Jade in a singles match on SmackDown. That victory did not come without controversy. Charlotte received assistance from Alexa Bliss and Tatum Paxley, who neutralized Jade's allies, B-Fab and Michin, allowing the Queen to capitalize and secure the win. Instead of ending the rivalry, that finish created an even clearer divide between the two groups. On one side stood Charlotte Flair alongside Tiffany Stratton and Tatum Paxley. On the other side were Jade Cargill, B-Fab, and Michin. The London Live event became the latest chapter, giving fans a 6-woman tag team match featuring nearly every major player in the feud. Live events are often where wrestlers experiment with timing, chemistry, and crowd interaction without the pressure of live television. They're still incredibly professional performances, but they also allow talent to fine-tune sequences before they potentially appear on SmackDown or premium live events. Unfortunately for Jade Cargill, this particular night became memorable for a completely different reason. Late in the match, Jade attempted to finish Charlotte Flair with her signature move, Jaded. For anyone unfamiliar with the move, Jaded requires tremendous balance, strength, and cooperation between both wrestlers. Jade lifts her opponent vertically before transitioning into a powerful slam. When executed correctly, it looks spectacular and emphasizes her incredible athleticism. This time, however, everything went wrong. As Jade began lifting Charlotte, she couldn't elevate her completely into position. Charlotte's body never reached the proper height, forcing both wrestlers into an awkward transition. Instead of the smooth, explosive impact fans expect, the move collapsed midway, creating an uncomfortable moment that immediately caught everyone's attention. The audience reacted with surprise rather than excitement because it was obvious that the sequence had broken down. Moments like these happen more often than many people realize. Professional wrestling is carefully choreographed, but it is still an athletic performance involving timing measured in fractions of a second. One slightly misplaced grip, one shift in body weight, or one loss of balance can completely change the outcome of a move. That doesn't necessarily mean either performer made a catastrophic mistake. Sometimes both wrestlers simply lose synchronization. Still, because Jade's finishing move depends heavily on her lifting power, many fans naturally focus their criticism on her execution. The internet has a habit of turning one mistake into a complete narrative. Within hours, clips of the botch appeared across wrestling pages, with some claiming Jade is unsafe while others defended her immediately. The truth is probably much more balanced than either extreme. Jade Cargill possesses one of the most unique athletic profiles in WWE. Her combination of strength, speed, and physical presence is rare even among elite performers. Since arriving from AEW, WWE has invested heavily in presenting her as a future centerpiece of the women's division. That kind of presentation naturally creates enormous expectations. When someone is portrayed as nearly unstoppable, every visible mistake becomes magnified. Charlotte Flair, meanwhile, has spent years working with dozens of different opponents and adapting to countless wrestling styles. Her experience often allows difficult matches to recover from unexpected moments, which is one reason she remains one of WWE's most reliable performers. Rather than viewing the botch as proof that Jade cannot perform, it may be more accurate to view it as evidence that even elite athletes occasionally experience timing failures. Every legendary wrestler has won. The Undertaker had them. John Cena had them. Roman Reigns has had them. Even Charlotte herself has experienced miscommunications during complex. If anything, the botch may unintentionally add realism because fans now want to see Jade successfully hit Jaded on Charlotte in a future televised match. Sometimes wrestling turns accidents into storytelling momentum. The last time fans saw Ilja Dragunov wrestle inside WWE was back in April 2026 during the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal on SmackDown. Although he didn't win, his appearance reminded everyone just how intense and unique his wrestling style remained. Then he disappeared. Weeks became months. Creative plans never seemed to materialize. Fans repeatedly asked when the former NXT champion would return, but no meaningful storyline followed. Now, a report from PW Insider claims that Ilja Dragunov is reportedly exiting WWE, with his contract believed to have reached its expiration. That wording is extremely important. As of now, WWE has not officially announced his release or departure, so this should be treated as a reported contractual exit rather than confirmed fact. Wrestling reports can be highly reliable, but until WWE or Dragunov publicly confirms the situation, there remains a degree of uncertainty. Even so, the report has created enormous discussion because of what Dragunov represented. Ilja Dragunov joined WWE in 2019. And it didn't take long for fans to recognize that he was different. He wasn't the tallest wrestler. He wasn't the flashiest talker. He wasn't built around spectacle. Instead, Dragunov built his reputation through intensity. Every match felt like a fight. His facial expressions, relentless striking, and willingness to absorb punishment created a style that looked authentic without sacrificing storytelling. His matches against Gunther became instant classics, earning praise from fans and critics alike. Eventually, he captured the NXT Championship, cementing himself as one of the brand's defining performers. When he received his main roster call-up in 2024, expectations were incredibly high. Many believed he could become one of WWE's next major international stars. He later captured the United States Championship after defeating Sami Zayn, proving that WWE saw genuine value in him. That's why these recent reports feel so surprising. A wrestler with championship credentials and universal respect rarely becomes the subject of exit rumors without raising difficult questions. One of the more interesting reports comes from Joey Votes and TC of WrestleVotes. According to their reporting, WWE has increasingly relied on analytics when evaluating talent. That doesn't simply mean match quality. It reportedly includes merchandise sales, audience engagement, television performance, and overall business impact. The report suggests that Dragunov was viewed as an extraordinary wrestler but lacked fresh merchandise and wasn't considered a major priority within creative planning. If true, that reveals an important reality about modern WWE. Being an incredible wrestler is no longer the only requirement for consistent television opportunities. Today's WWE is both a wrestling company and a global entertainment business. Executives naturally pay attention to who sells shirts, who trends online, who moves tickets, and who keeps viewers invested week after week. That doesn't mean in-ring talent is unimportant. It simply means business metrics have become increasingly influential. For someone like Dragunov, whose greatest strength has always been match quality rather than merchandising, that creates a difficult challenge. Fans may celebrate five-star performances, but companies also evaluate commercial value. Whether people agree with that philosophy or not, it's part of the modern wrestling landscape. If Dragunov's WWE chapter truly has ended, the obvious question becomes, where does he go? The first name many fans immediately mention is All Elite Wrestling. AEW's roster contains numerous opponents whose styles naturally complement Dragunov's aggressive approach. Dream matches against internationally respected wrestlers practically write themselves, and many viewers believe his physical intensity would thrive in that environment. Of course, that remains pure speculation. There has been no official announcement connecting Dragunov to AEW, and wrestling history has shown that talented free agents often receive interest from multiple promotions around the world. Another possibility is that he spends time on the independent scene before making another major decision. His reputation alone would make him one of the most sought-after wrestlers available if he officially becomes a free agent.